Hi guys, well I've just bought this 2011 Honda CB400 SF and it was a good buy. I got it off an old guy who had it sitting there for a number of years. It's only got 14,000 Ks on it. For a 2011 that's pretty good. But there is a but to this purchase of this bike. I got it at a good price. It's all in pretty good nick except for inside the engine. Apparently he had stale fuel in it and it might have had an effect on the VTEC or something like that, but it dropped a valve into the engine. Nobody's been inside since, so I took a gamble on it and see if I can get this going. So keep in touch guys, see how we go, see what we find. Well, the first thing I've had to do with this bike is get the fuel tank off, drain the coolant. The guy who sold me the bike told me that the bike had been sitting for a long time. It's only got 14,000 Ks on it, but it had been sitting for a long time. And looking in the fuel tank, it was all brown and gungy and not too pretty inside. So yeah, I got the tank off and filled it full of Evaporust, which is this product here, the Evaporust. Very good, you know. You can dial it down with distilled water, but yeah, filled up the whole tank with it, and yeah, it's in this morning, drained it all out. It's come up like brand new. I'll show you inside with the GoPro in a minute. But got the fuel pump out, so and that was all clean. So clean that off. And I'm going to have to go through this and just make sure it works and it's all nice and clean, because that's going to be one of the big, second big thing with this bike really is making sure the fuel system is absolutely clean, you know, the injectors and the tank and the pump. Now looking inside the tank, it was a mess, really. It was brown, gungy, all wasn't very nice at all. But after the Evaporust, it's come up like brand new. I'm really happy with that. That was a major issue, you know. But no, it's come out really good. I don't know whether you can see inside here, and I'll try and shine the light on it. But yeah, she's really nice inside, you know. Yeah. It's good stuff, that Evaporust. Okay, the first thing we've done is yeah, take the tank off, clean the tank up, which I'm very happy with. Now the next thing we've got to do is drain the coolant, remove the throttle body and remove the camshafts. I'm following the book by the letter on this one. So it's a good, you know, doing this sort of job, it's actually good to video everything as you do it, because it's quite handy when you go to install it. You've got a visual record. So here we go. Okay guys, well after a lot of fiddly work, I've been following the book pretty much, which you have to. This thing's like a piece of jewellery. Yeah, I've got all the throttle bodies out and all the stuff that goes on top, like the pair system, the radiator, the cooling system's been drained and the exhausts are off. So now we're ready to get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on inside this engine. So next things to come off is the cams, and yeah, eventually see what's underneath that head. There she is. I'm taking the head bolts out at the moment. They're not actually head bolts, they're head nuts, like this. And there's 12 of them on here. but the head is still tight on there, and they only show like 12 bolts in the on the drawing. But look in here, there's another one down there, another 2, one on either side. It's going to hold things up, so I've got to get them out. Okay, the moment of truth. There's number 1 piston, and it has got a hole in it. It's been smashed quite a bit. Haven't had a look at the head yet. I don't want to turn it over. But yeah, the bores are pretty dirty, really, you know. Okay guys, well I've got the cylinder heads off, like you saw, and the cylinders, and I was able to get the damage out of the cylinder. We've seen the piston. I've cleaned the piston up now. I had it in the ultrasonic, but there's the piston. You know, nice chunk gone into the sump, which is going to make me take the engine out and just take the sump off and have a look. Make sure there's nothing to drift down there. Okay, I thought I'd give you a better shot of the damage that was done. It was a bit blurry from the other shot, but yeah, here's the valve. Head came off and was just floating around in the combustion chamber, going up and down. Broke off the valve stem. 2 collets came off. One of them's still wedged in the top retainer. The piston, this hammered a hole in the piston like that, and the head too. It deformed all the other valves. And here's the 3 pieces of piston that I found in the sump. The spark plug itself, yeah, it's like brand new, this spark plug, but it had a nick in there as well, you know. So yeah, pretty catastrophic sort of damage, really. Here's a shot of the head. This is the valve that came adrift, and that was actually rammed back in there. But you can see this valve here has been forced into its seat. This one here is off its seat as well, and this one as well. All this has just been hammered. So this head's it's cactus, yeah, no good. But you know, on the whole, it's pretty dirty, carbony residue here, you know, and on the lip of the cylinder as well, you know. So yeah, not nice when a valve head comes off and floats around in the combustion chamber. So Honda said this was due to stale fuel. I don't know, that's their just description of it, but for me, I couldn't really see fuel doing that, you know, because the fuel just goes through the bloody fuel pump and in through the injectors and in the combustion chamber. But in saying that, the combustion chambers themselves are pretty dirty, you know, and even the top round the cylinder was quite carbony, you know. So maybe the valves started sticking a little bit, and yeah, just a couple of collets weren't quite right, and they threw off and threw the valve into the piston. Anyway, I'm moving on to getting the motor out this afternoon, because I do want to take the sump plate off and have a look inside there, make sure there's no bits, because there must be a little chunk of aluminium floating around in there. So I'll have a look for that, see what's going on, see if there's any other damage. I'm still tossing up whether to replace the con rod. It looks okay, you know, but it's had a bit of a hammering, but it looks really good, you know. But we'll investigate that as well. Okay guys, move on to getting this motor out. Okay, got the motor out of the bike. Now I'm going to get the sump off and just check what's inside. Looking for that piece of the piston, hopefully. Okay, sump off. We're going to check what's inside. Okay, got the sump off and just gently got the oil out, and lo and behold, there's 3 pieces of the piston laying in the bottom of the sump, which is a great relief to know that they haven't gone in any gears or anything like that. But yeah, there they are, 3 pieces. And there's the piston. So one of these little pieces came out of there. Well, it come out of the other side probably. But yeah, a fair old chunk was hammered out of that piston. Sump is back on. I've had to paint it satin black. I did get a VHT cast iron paint, which they said was fairly similar, but really it wasn't. It was a lot too lighter. This was actually a closer match. But this is a sump. It's down in the frame. You're not really going to see it. But for the cylinder head, I'm definitely going to have to match it close to the original paint, which is Honda Matte Axis grade code NH303M. I've got a spray can of base coat and clear coming, so when the head arrives, I'll get that painted, and it should all look pretty original. So it's time to get this back in the frame now. Bottom end is now back in. Put the sprocket back on and chain. Torque on the sprocket bolt is 64 Newton meters, and the rear axle is 88 Newton meters. So I'll just tidy this area up, put the cover back on, just connect up some of the wires, and we're then waiting to build up the top end. Okay, the engine is back in, all the cables are back in position. There, I've put the sprocket cover on and the gear shift. Looking at the sump, you can hardly see it. One of the things I have to do with this bike is to go through the fuel system. Now I've cleaned out the fuel tank, and now I'm onto the injectors. We've got the throttle body here. Now this injector rail comes out of, there's the ports for the injectors, and it's just held in by 4 bolts. So unbolted that, pulled one of the injectors off, and I've made up this little device to clean the injectors. All it is really, these injectors when they come out, or that bore there is 15 mil. I've got a piece of brass, bored it out, or drilled it out 15 mil. And the spigot on the can is 4 mil, drilled a hole through there, and then made these little brackets up so it doesn't just blow it out. But I've got a little 9-volt battery here, power and a switch, and I'll just give it a nice clean out. That's going pretty well. I'm happy with that. So I'll do that to all 4 of them, and also the rails as well. Make sure they're all nice and clean. The first thing to do with the injectors before actually testing them is to check the continuity of them. Yeah, check the continuity of the injector first. You should have between 8 and 20 ohms. We've got 11 there, which the other one was 11 as well. So that's another good one. Just a closer look at my little testing unit. This is just a brass block. You can use aluminium. I didn't have any aluminium this size, so I used brass. But yeah, drilled out to 15 mil these the shank of this injector, That was 15 mil, so I just drilled it out to that, and then turned it around and drilled 4 mil for this. That's 4 mil, so that goes on top of there. And then I made a little bracket up for it to hold it together, basically, because there's quite a bit of pressure in that cannon. It could blow it out, you know. So I made up a small bracket for that. And just a bit of lube on it, and then this just fits into the brass. Only has to be finger tight. So it doesn't blow out. Okay, today the head that I ordered from Japan arrived. Got brilliant service from those guys in Japan. The head includes cams, valves and spark plugs as well. So all that's got to be done is painted, and that can go into the motor. I'm still waiting on the other parcel coming from Japan, which has got my gaskets and the other piston. So yeah, it's getting there, guys.